Cheers. Where are we? Video 16. Woo. What you drinking? Tell me in the chat, comments. Today it's back to the red juice. The purple carrot pumpkin. And something else, can't remember. And cranberry. Cheers. I was tired last video. I slept well after that. So I've got a bit more perk back today, which is good. This is awesome. Did feel like having a drink again, but choosing this tonight, and I'm choosing to enjoy it. And choosing to enjoy my fog-free, non-depressive feeling. Yeah, alcohol makes me realize alcohol does put me in these depressive states. Who would have thought drinking a depressant would make you depressed? See, I'm learning things. Thanks for joining me. This is a video series. 33 videos. I'm getting there. It has made me realize that I do these videos. I can do these videos daily. I can. I've been having such a struggle, but I guess having this momentum has been good for me. I've used this as a wind down, and it helps me reflect on the day. My little video diary. So thanks for joining me. Let's get into it. Tonight is dating and social life. Get into the dating. Might lead us towards the sex, which we talked about 2 videos ago. And then the sex would get us into the video last night, which is parenting. Maybe we should have done the dating first, then the sex, and then the parenting. But she decided to do it in this order, so we'll follow Annie. There could be reasons why. We'll find out. You excited? I am. I don't know what I'm going to read. Do you know? Have you read ahead? Have you got a physical copy? Let me know if you got a physical copy and you're reading along, or you're maybe not much of a reader and you like to be read to. I like to be read to, and I'll watch this video when I'm trying to give up drinking again. But I'm doing well at the moment. I think this will keep me accountable, like I said before. I need to get into this. Don't want to make it too long, steal your time away. Oh, it's a short chapter. All right, let's get into it though. And you know where we start with a quote. Queen Latifah coming in today. She says, "Be bold, be brave enough to be your true self." Yeah, being your true self, even amongst, if the crowd is going one way and you're amongst the crowd, sometimes if you're doing what everyone else is doing, it's maybe time to start questioning, what do I want to be doing? And be bold and be ready to be yourself, even if it's the not most common belief. What do you want to believe? Is this belief helping my life and sending it in a direction that you want to go? It's your life. You choose to drink or not to drink. But continue, Paul. Okay, I will, sorry. Let's go. Social skills. Let's get our social skills up. All right, look. Social skills. They're exactly that. Skills. Something that you can improve if you focus and put yourself in circumstances that you get better socially. I did that. I wasn't the best social person, so I gained some skills. You need to learn and practice them Practice them skills, and then you'll get good at them. So many of us start drinking at a young age, and we never develop the skills to feel confident talking in social settings with new people or going on a date without alcohol. Have a few shots before you meet that date. People will meet online these days and you haven't even met. So the first meet is on the date. That's the way society's going. I think 60 or 70% of marriages these days are met online. That's a statistic I could have just made up. Check it, see if I'm right. We won't crack bad jokes and learn how to recover. I've said some bad jokes, and you have to learn to recover. If you're sober and you realize the crowd isn't laughing, when you're drunk, you don't even realize. You think you're the funniest person. Anyway, keep reading, Paul. We don't get shot down and move on. Ugh. We don't experience heartbreak without the numbing effects of alcohol to make us feel better. It takes practice. If we were all perfect at everything from the moment we were born, what would be the point? We can't be awesome at everything. You might have some natural talent, but if you're learning a new skill, you're going to suck at it at first. And a lot of people aren't willing to go through the suck phase. I'm going through the suck phase of making videos with you. It takes practice. I'm practicing. If we were all perfect the moment we were born, what's the point? Yeah, if you played a sport and you did amazing touchdowns and goals or whatever it's called for that sport, if you were amazing and there was no learning and getting better, then the game would be boring. Life is all about experimentation and growth. Yeah, so putting ourselves in the position of growth. I'm yapping a lot today. I should talkative. I'll try and keep reading. The good news is that it's never too late to learn how to interact socially with confidence, even if you'd prefer to be at home alone with a book. I'm a bit of a book nerd. But don't put pressure on yourself. Don't expect that you'll find your soulmate right out of the gate. Not the first time. You got to practice the dating, even just going out and doing the dates just to be proficient at it. So when you do meet someone, you've had the experience to be able to bring your best self. Like a racing car driver, he's learning to drive in the wet. He's got to have that experience. He won't be awesome at driving in wet weather straight away. Go out, meet people, get used to driving in those circumstances. So then, when it really counts, you'll be able to drive. Woo! And bring your best self, and it will help you dating. So just date. Keep reading, Paul. Keep reading. Don't give yourself the gift of making mistakes without judgment. It's okay to dance crazy and be expressive while you're sober. You can pretend you're drunk and do the dance. People like it. They admire it and they wish they could do it as well. The best part is you'll remember it later. It is, if it was good experience, you'll cherish the memory. If it was a bad experience, you can learn from it, adjust, and grow those social skills, from reflecting and going, if I'm put in this circumstance again, how will I give her a kiss at the door to say goodbye? The awkward bye. Being in that circumstance over and over and again, you'll learn to body language, reading body language, and being able to succeed at the love to see you again. And you know what I'm saying. I'll continue reading. Small talk can be stressful, and no matter how extroverted you are, walking into a room full of strangers is often nerve-wracking. It's a common human experience and very natural, so you're normal. Sorry to say, it's normal. You're normal to feel uncomfortable meeting and socializing with new people. It is believed that this mechanism of initial discomfort around strangers helped protect us when we lived in more tribal societies. It ensured we were cautious as we got to know others, and we would not say or do anything that would lead to discord among these tribes. Alcohol seems to provide the perfect solution, but with all sorts of icky consequences. So instead of alcohol, here's an easy way to engage people in conversation without feeling awkward. Ask questions. Questions? I have a question about that. We'll find out. Seriously, the question mark is the introvert's best friend. When I was learning these social skills, I remember saying, be interested more than interesting. Finding something, everyone's got something interesting about them, but finding that thing about someone, it's like a game. Ask questions. If you had a day off, what were the 3 best things you'd like to do? Get the other person talking and you won't have to do all the work. People love talking about themselves. What did they do for lunch? What do you like eating? What job would they have if they didn't have to make money? That's a deeper question. Money off the table, what would you do if you had the perfect day? What hobbies do they enjoy? Where did you grow up? How many siblings do you have? Where did their grandparents grow up? And finding an emotional thing. You don't have to say, oh, my grandparents are this, whatever they say. You can connect the emotional thing. It's like, yeah, my grandparents gave me gifts and and I remember feeling really happy when I got gifts. You can connect that emotion to maybe a story of your own. Yeah, I remember getting gifts, and I appreciate the fact that you enjoy gift giving. I got a gift from la 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 la. Anyway, keep reading. How many siblings? It goes on and on. You could spend an entire evening without having to talk about yourself at all. A lot of people listen to respond. I suppose also listening to draw out more information and taking the conversation. Anyway, I'll see what she says. Of course, whoever you are talking to is probably going to ask questions to you as well, but it's so much more comfortable to answer a direct question than it is to come up with awkward small talk. Yes. Nice weather we're having. And then the conversation dies. And the truth is that being genuinely curious about others is both fun and rewarding. Go into a conversation with idea at hand. I remember when I did drama and acting classes, you'd be put in a circumstance and you just have to ad lib. You get really good at just grabbing just one thing from their conversation, running with it. But I'm rambling. Dating without drinking. If you're single, you might be thinking there's no way you'll be able to meet people to go out on dates during this experiment. Maybe you rely on alcohol to make you funnier. Am I funnier? You haven't seen me, you're drunk. Yeah. And you might even feel more attractive when you've been drinking. Maybe drinking is the only way you have enough courage to actually go out and talk to strangers in social situations. Or maybe you feel like no one could be ever attracted to you without the wits and the charm that you think comes with the bottle. So maybe during this experiment you practice caring for yourself a bit more. Look in the mirror. What qualities do you like the most? Finding something attractive about yourself. Do you have toned body? Not me. Just ankles shapely, she says. Or do you have an amazing smile that can light up a room? Focus on what you love about yourself and others will be drawn to you. Or even if people compliment you on something, try and accept those compliments and then realize that that's true. Even if you don't fully agree with it, they could be telling you the truth. We think loving ourselves means thinking our bodies are sexy and thinking, wow, we're smart enough and good enough, etc. When really we should be learning to love ourselves as we love maybe our little children. Because they exist. The kids just have to be there. Love your body because it keeps you alive. Just the fact of having a body, this little vessel that we live in, take care of it because it is what takes care of you. Treat it tenderly because you care for it like you would a child. You don't love your kids because they are attractive enough. Yeah, I've seen some kids. Anyway, you love them because they are your kids. Again, we didn't create ourselves, so what right do we have to treat ourselves so badly? Okay, make your own dating rules. Next, let's examine this assumption. Okay, assumption about drinking is the only way I have enough courage to go out and talk to strangers. Okay, the first thing to know about yourself is whether you are an introvert or an extrovert. Yeah, I heard I can seem like an extrovert because I can be very loud and take control of the group if I decide to. But I'm a natural introvert. It's where you get your energy. If you're hanging out with a lot of people and you find you're getting sapped of energy, it's like, oh, I just need a break for a while, you're more of an introvert. If you get energy and empowered by being in a group and you don't want to go home because that energy would go down, then you're more of a natural extrovert. That's how I've heard it explained before. So where you get energy from to be able to be in those social circumstances. So it's not just the crazy guy. I've put myself in circumstances where I've had to become better. You too can do that. Or have you done that already? Some people just aren't wired to hit the party circuit and hook up with people they don't know. Our culture idolizes extroverts, the people who crave social interactions. I do not crave social interactions. I crave reading a book by myself, with you, with myself in the future watching these videos. But a full 50% of people are actually introverts. 50% of us, people, me, they would much prefer to interact with one or two friends in a low-key setting. That's you, great. I do prefer a small 2, 3, 4 group. Don't force yourself to be something you're not. I haven't forced myself to be something I've not, but I've learnt skills to be able to bring my best self in a 20, 30 group circumstance. But I find it's different skills in the different group sizes. And then if you've got 200 people and you're talking to 200 people at once, that's a different skill set again. So you can learn these skill sets. I'm not suggesting you can't ever meet new people or go out on first dates. I'm saying you can do it in a way that feels more comfortable. Once you have the skills, you can relax and be more comfortable and present yourself better. If you have to have alcohol to meet people, you maybe need a different approach. Instead of going to big boozy parties with loud music, try taking up a hobby and joining a club full of people interested in the same thing. A book club, crochet, painting, sports, religious groups, meditation groups, yoga. Maybe you join a rock climbing gym or a country club where you can sign up to meet people on the golf course. Toastmasters, people who are learning speaking skills. Who made the rule that a first date is always meeting for a drink? You can make up your own rules. A date could be taking a class together or volunteering together. That's a good idea. Volunteer groups. Or having coffee on a Sunday morning. You'd meet more high quality, someone more you'd want to have a relationship with in a volunteer group, someone who's giving back to the community rather than someone who's drunk and throwing up at the bar. Big, unconventional, it's cool. Yeah. You've got a common interest already and a common goal. Poetry groups. I want to become a better writer. I dabble with poetry. Alcohol and attraction. I feel more attractive once I am buzzed. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Mr. Doobie goes buzz. I can let loose and stop focusing on my flaws. Guess what? Even though you might feel more attractive, the opposite is happening. I remember, I think I was 18 and I was out with a bunch of friends and I had a few drinks. I was on the dance floor and I got dancing with some girls. I'm like, yeah, this is good. This alcohol's making me more social. So kept drinking. And then I thought I was doing really well. The girls wouldn't dance with me anymore. I turned into the annoying drunk guy. I didn't even realize it. And one of the girls in my group that I was out with, I remember she said to me, "Yeah, I think you need to learn when drinking becomes unattractive, Paul." Yeah, that's when I was 18. I remember that. It's easy to believe alcohol is helping because your inhibitions are lowered and all the drunk people around you have dulled their senses with alcohol too. I needed to find the drunk girls. They wouldn't realize how obnoxious and weird I was. But if 100 people are drinking heavily, 80 of them wish they could enjoy themselves with less booze. So even the people at the bar, even though they're drinking, some of them in the moment is still going, "Oh, I wish I was cutting back." This might surprise you, but when people are looking for a partner, they find minimal alcohol consumption much more attractive. Suppose it depends on what sort of date you're looking for. And yes, even when I was drinking, I tended to respect non-drinkers and felt they would be better partners and parents. Yes. If you're looking for a long-term partner and someone who'll be a good parent. I agree. I secretly thought it was so badass when someone said, "Oh, I don't drink." A pretty girl or a hot guy who was self-confident without drinking. Now that's super attractive. Today, think about an alternative way to meet new people. One that's comfortable and easy for you in a circumstance maybe where you're comfortable. If you like playing pool, go to a pool place, go to a bar, don't drink, hang around the pool area. If you're good at pool, then hang out in a place where you are confident or where you're confident already. Or if you're already in a committed relationship, think about how you would take your partner out on a date where alcohol doesn't enter into the equation. Yeah, date your partner. Picnics and so forth. Could you go on a midday bike ride and a picnic? Ha! I beat her to it. Could you find a lake or go swimming at midnight? Skinny dipping at midnight. Get yourself outside the usual dinner, drinks, and a movie. Date mode. Get out of that normal date mode. Surprise yourself. If you're in different surroundings, engaging in different activities, there's a chance you won't even think about adding alcohol to the mix. It's a new activity that you're not used to drinking, so you're creating a new experience with alcohol. You won't be missing the alcohol because you haven't done that activity with alcohol before. I get what she's saying. And anytime you catch yourself feeling awkward, ask a question. That's sure to take the pressure off and get the conversation flowing again. Have you been to this place before? Where someone else good? Fifth, reflections. Here we go. Joyce, day 15. 16 for us. And going strong. I have been lucky so far, and I have not been in a social situation where I have to make small talk with strangers. That will change soon, and it will be very interesting to see how I respond, because in the past I've always used alcohol to feel comfortable, putting herself in a new, learning about herself. Cool. Russell, feeling good, and I'm finally sleeping. That's same. Though the night I'm no longer having physical cravings for alcohol, but sometimes still have what I call routine cravings. I think that's what I'm having, routine cravings, which is when I perform a task that I used to associate with alcohol. Russell says things like watching TV or movies or just relaxing on the patio in evenings. So yeah, in a situation where he'd usually drink. During these moments, it feels like something is missing, but I'm not missing the alcohol at all or its negative effects, and look forward to creating a new routine with myself. True. So I haven't been watching movies because I'm used to drinking with movies. I will have to create new neuro pathways and a new association. Alex, I can recall wanting to get my drink on before meeting a new person so that talkative, personable me will feel comfortable to come out and play. Needed a drink, so you feel sociable. Sober me is overthinking, quiet. Didn't seem like someone new would like. Drinking did feel like a way to get out of my head and be able to talk and to meet and to drop all the judgment stuff that goes on in my head sober. What happened though? I can see now there was a loss of connection to the other person. Interesting. Numbing your senses, you are also numbing that connection. And connection is quite good for dating. The connection I felt was more illusion than reality. I was so concerned with my being personable, I forgot to be real. Drinking allowed me to chat up my first husband at a bar. If I was sober, I would have never even wanted to get to know him. He would have bored me to tears. I divorced him after 5 years. I shouldn't be laughing. Alcohol will maybe get you with the wrong partner. Oh. But I can really say not marrying him would have made my life better. Could she really say that? She says, it's a question mark. We have a great daughter. I learned a lot about myself. Maybe I can say this. Had I not been drinking, not chatting up a boy, I would have never otherwise chatted up or been attracted to. I may have saved myself years of grief. I can now appreciate raw, uncomfortable, sober, weird feeling moments that have not been smoothed over by the easy breezy flow of alcohol. She can appreciate now the thing that she was running away from and enjoy that rawness of relationships. Wow. Is the awkward moment something to embrace instead of fear? Yes, I think it is. And I find myself attracted to a girl who's maybe awkward in circumstances, and I like bringing them out and learning behind that weirdness. So I find it attractive. And whoever I attract would definitely like weirdness. Because, that was dating. So, get out there and learn your true rawness and your true nerdiness. If you like Star Wars, if you like Legos, whatever you like, own it. And owning those things about yourself will make you more attractive. Not hiding away from your D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. If you enjoy Dungeons and Dragons, that is something unique about you, and the right person will find it attractive. Not everyone wants what you think they want, and acting to be someone else. So, sober dating is awesome. That's what we've learnt. Excellent. Thanks for joining me. Tomorrow, power of belief. That's going to be interesting. We could take this power of belief into the dating situations. We'll learn about that tomorrow. We're going to be out there meeting new people who will want to marry and not divorce in 5 years' time. Just because the two drunk people thought they were getting along, but both of them weren't even really present and bringing their true self. And true self, two people bringing their own true self, being in the moment and being awkward and enjoying that part of relationship. Okay, cheers to that. Excellent. See you tomorrow night.